Hi, this is Mr. Evans. This video looks at strategy and organisational structure, and we're going to have a look at these organisational structures here and why they're important in strategic implementation. So the first structure we call a functional structure, where we group together the marketing department, the operations department, the finance department together. So the benefits of having a functional structure in terms of strategy is we should get consistency across an organisation. For example, accounting practices and brand image should be consistent, which can help to deliver a consistent strategy across the organisation and their different products, etc. It's going to help us to realise economies of scale, if that's an important part of our organisational structure, because we'll be able to bulk buy raw materials, etc. And we should have improved intra-departmental communication, where people are, everyone knows what's going on in the finance department. It's going to be really helpful for the finance manager, for example, to help to implement the strategy if it's really clear what his team's goals are and how each individual is getting on. However, it might become difficult to communicate and coordinate across departments, and different departments can develop different subcultures, which might make the implementation of a strategy more difficult. So the next strategy that is listed in the specification is a product strategy, where you have a team working on the iPhone or iPads and MacBooks. This is obviously in the case of Apple. This is how Apple might arrange a product structure. So what are the benefits of organising a business in this way in terms of strategy? Well, we should get improved product design. We're going to be sharing market research from the marketing department who've collected it to operations, which should enable better product design. And different products are going to be at different points in the life cycle, so therefore the strategy is going to be different for each product, and it makes sense therefore, if there's a different strategy for each product, that the marketing department is working with operations to set the pricing and how many units are going to be produced, because it will depend on where those different products are within their life cycle. Obviously you do need somebody at the top of the organisation to be coordinating across all of these products to make sure that there is a balance of where the products are in their life cycle. The costs, it can be difficult to share good practice across the organisation. If the people who are making the iPhones have got a really innovative way of doing something, it might be quite difficult to roll that out to the other departments, and we might end up duplicating roles. So if we've got a marketing team attached to the iPhone, well, surely they can advertise MacBooks as well and promote MacBooks just as well as they can promote an iPhone. So why should we have a team for each product? Okay, so in terms of this kind of structure, where we've got a regional structure, where there's a head office, but we've got different geographical locations. That could be an international business like this, a multinational corporation, or it might just be that we've got a company based in the UK that's got sort of a southwest office, a southeast office, etc. So what are the benefits of having a regional structure? Well, this is going to be useful when undertaking a transnational or multinational strategy if we're an international company, where the products require a high degree of local responsiveness. We can delegate decisions, we can decentralise the decision-making process to the local experts in those regions. If it's really important that the products are responsive in each area to the local market, or else we're not going to sell them, it makes sense to organise your business like this. And that's going to make for a far more effective carrying out of the strategy, rather than people based in Europe carrying out decisions to be executed in North America. However, it can be difficult to achieve global economies of scale if we're operating regionally. The final structure that you need to be aware of is a matrix structure. And in this kind of structure, this is a team-based structure where people come together for, maybe short projects, perhaps developing a new product, designing a new product, and we have interdisciplinary teams. So on project one, we've got accountant one, we've got salesperson one, we've got engineer one, and trainer one, all working on project one, reporting to somebody in charge of project one. But the accountant one will also report to the finance director, and the other members, and we'll be aware of the other members of the finance team. So there's kind of two teams operating here. We've got the project teams and the functional teams. So the benefit, this is useful when work is project-based, and it's going to improve interdepartmental communication because we're working with people outside of our specialism, but it also should enable us to keep consistency in things like accounting practices across the organisation, which is going to be beneficial in terms of implementing our strategy. However, we might get conflicts between the different departments and the projects. For example, if I'm accountant one and I get asked to do something by my finance director that clashes with the time I'm being asked to put into this project by the project leader, it could lead to conflict and disagreement, which is obviously not good for implementing a strategy.